Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Now, this past week was really unusual for us. We were out of town most of the week on business, and so several of these meals were us just eating out for dinner. I asked over on Instagram and here on YouTube if you all would still be interested in seeing that though, and the vast majority of you said yes, so I thought I would share it. So let me show you what we had this week. The first couple meals are meals that we had at home, and then like I said, the last several are meals that we had out. So hopefully this gives you some dinner inspiration. Let's get into this week's meals. First up, I made bulgogi fries. I mentioned this in my grocery haul a week or two ago, but just in case you missed that, I explained that at a office building that I used to work at, there was a Hawaiian grill next door, and they had bulgogi fries on their menu, and they were delicious. They were so good, and I've been craving them, but unfortunately they closed down during what's been going on the past couple of years. And I've been pinning recipes and wanting to make them, but I've been a little bit intimidated because I've never made bulgogi before, which bulgogi, if you're not familiar with it, it is basically, as far as I understand, like a Korean marinated, thinly sliced meat. So good. But I've been intimidated to make it. There is a little Korean market nearby to us though, and I went in there one day and found this bulgogi marinade, and so I thought, hey, perfect timing. I'm gonna make those bulgogi fries. So here's that marinade. Let me show you how I made these. Now, to be completely honest, I don't know what kind of meat is more authentic for this, but I had a flank steak. I mentioned, I believe in my last What's for Dinner video, that I'd used a half of my good chopped flank steak for a recipe for that week's video, and then I had set the other half aside. So that's what this is. I just marinated the flank steak in some of that marinade overnight. I sliced it into really thin strips. So to this skillet, I'm adding a little bit of oil. I've got this over about medium-high heat, and I'm just going to sear the meat until it's done to my liking. Do keep in mind, we're going to pop these into the oven, and so the meat will cook a little bit more while it's in the oven. On this sheet pan, I have some crinkle cut fries. I just baked these in the oven according to the package instructions, and I kind of pushed them together on the sheet pan once they were done. I'm going to add some shredded cheese. Just use whatever cheese you like. Then I'm going to add some of that bulgogi meat, and then I'm going to pop this back into the oven for anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes or so. You just want to make sure that the cheese gets melted. Here are the fries out of the oven, and to serve them up, I placed some on a plate, and the restaurant that I went to topped them with some sriracha mayo as well as some sriracha, and then lots of chopped green onions. Now, for my husband's bulgogi fries, several of the recipes that I saw on Pinterest said that you could top these with kimchi, but I didn't have any on hand, but we did have some of this kimchi mayo that we got. I think we got this at Home Goods, so I added some of that to his loaded fries, and these were delicious. They were so good, yummy, and that bulgogi meat, it was delicious. For dinner the next night, I tried a new recipe. I'll have it linked in the description box below. It's called an easy ravioli sauce. It's from the Cozy Cook. Now, that recipe calls for ravioli, obviously, and you can use whatever kind you'd like. I have this shrimp and crab ravioli that I got at Aldi, so I'm going to cook that up according to the package instructions, drain it, and set it to the side. This is the same pot that I cooked the ravioli in. I'm going to add the butter. Next, I'm going to add in some minced garlic and whisk that, and then cook this for just about a minute or so until you can start to smell the garlic. Next, I'm going to whisk in the flour and cook that for another minute or two. Next, I'm going to add the tomato paste and stir that in. The recipe calls for chicken broth, which you can totally use. I'm using some of this broth base with water and then half and half. In this measuring cup is just the chicken broth and half. I'm going to slowly whisk that in, and you do want to make sure that you do this slowly. Next, I'm going to add the seasonings, so onion powder, dried basil, dried oregano, and mustard powder. A quick note, I know I mentioned earlier you need to use ravioli for this recipe, but you can totally use tortellini as well. That'll work just fine. I whisked the seasonings in and then brought this to a boil, reduced it to a simmer. Next, I'm going to stir in my softened cream cheese and then the diced rotel. In this case, I'm using the Aldi version. I'm adding in the grated parmesan cheese and stirring it until it's well combined. I also added some freshly cracked black pepper. At this point, I gave the sauce a taste and I felt like it needed just a little more salt and pepper, so I am going to add that, and then the sauce will be done. I'm gently stirring in the cooked and drained ravioli, and then I like to let my pasta and sauce cook together for just a couple minutes, so I'm going to do that, and then that is it. Here's the finished product. This was so good. It was creamy, and the sauce was really pretty easy to put together. Now, to go along with it, I had just 2 slices of this garlic toast. I got this at the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cook it according to the package instructions. So here are the plates. We've got some of the pasta. I did garnish it with a little bit of parsley flakes just for color. I made some quick side salads, and then we have that garlic bread, and that was dinner this night. For dinner the next night, I made grilled chicken. In my refrigerator, I had a half a bottle of Italian dressing and a half a bottle of honey mustard dressing that I really needed to use up. So I decided to make the chicken marinade that I've seen on Jessica O'Donohue's channel many times. I've shared this before on my channel. I don't know what it is about the combination of the Italian dressing and the honey mustard, but it makes such a delicious marinade. So here's also some chicken breasts. All I'm going to do is combine equal parts of the Italian dressing and honey mustard dressing and place that along with some chicken breasts in a Ziploc bag and place it into the refrigerator. I marinated this overnight. You can do just a few hours. That'll work just fine. To go along with the chicken, I'm going to make a Caesar pasta salad. A few months ago, I discovered the Caesar pasta salad in the deli at Publix. It is delicious. It's so good, but to be honest, it's pricey. You get just a little side of it, and it's kind of expensive. And I read the ingredients on it the last time I got it, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can totally make this, and it'll be so much cheaper. So again, just basing off of the ingredients in their ingredient list, here are the things that I'm going to be using, and I'll show you how I put this together. It was delicious. All right, so we've got some shell pasta. You can use whatever pasta you would like. I'm going to cook this according to the package instructions, drain it really well, and set it to the side. I'm also using Parmesan cheese, some black olives, roasted red peppers, marinated artichoke hearts, some fresh spinach. And then you'll, of course, need Caesar dressing for your Caesar pasta salad. You can, of course, make your own from scratch. I'm using this Ken Caesar dressing. It's what I had on hand, and we like it. In this bowl, I have the cooked and drained pasta. Next, I'm going to add in my fresh spinach. Now, just to make it a little easier to eat, I gave this a rough chop. Next, I'm adding in some grated Parmesan cheese, then the roasted bell peppers. Now, these I just got at the Dollar Tree, and I needed to use this jar up, so it worked out perfectly. They were in long strips, so I just gave them a quick chop. I had this jar of marinated artichoke hearts in my pantry. It had been hanging out for a while, so I wanted to use those, gave them a chop as well. I decided to add a little pepper to this, and then I'm going to add my Caesar dressing. Again, you can use your favorite brand or homemade. I'm going to give this a stir and then cover this with a lid and place this into the refrigerator until we're ready for it. And a quick note, I didn't forget the black olives. I don't like black olives, so once I was ready to serve this, I set some of the pasta salad out for myself and then added the black olives to the rest. All right, so once I'm ready for dinner, I cooked the chicken out on the grill. I just cooked it on both sides until it was at least 165 degrees internal temperature. To season it, I added some of that Auntie Nono's Everything seasoning. I let the chicken rest for a few minutes. Here is the finished chicken, and then we've got the pasta salad. I had a package of these Hawaiian rolls left up, and we really needed to use them. We were getting ready to head out of town, so I just served that with our dinner, and this was delicious. That pasta salad was really, really good, and like I said, we love that chicken marinade. I highly recommend you giving that a try if you've never tried it before. For the rest of the dinners in this video, they're all eating out, so if that's something that you're not into, totally understand. Exit out, and I will catch you in next week's What's for Dinner video. I also have a playlist of What's for Dinner videos linked down in my description box below if you'd like to see more normal weeks and get some more dinner inspiration. All right, so for this night, we were getting ready to go out of town. We were busy packing and just getting ready, so I just ran up and grabbed some Taco Bell. I forgot to get a picture of my plate, and as you can see, I was actually sitting down to eat when I realized, hey, I need to get a quick picture of this. I got a cheesy gordita crunch, a soft taco, and then a side of their nachos, the chips and cheese. My husband got the combo that comes with the 2 chicken chalupas and the soft taco, and then he also got a side of nachos, and that was our dinner this night. For dinner the next night, we had Ruby Tuesdays. We don't have a Ruby Tuesdays really close to us, so we haven't had it in forever. And I had really been craving just like a good salad bar salad. I know I've said this before on my channel, but I don't know what salad bars do, but to me, their salads always taste different. So I'm sorry, I apologize. I forgot to get a picture of my husband's food. Here's what I got. Again, just got the salad bar. I didn't get any entree or anything, just did the salad for that. Made a big, huge salad. And then I got an assortment of their pasta salads to go along with that. My husband got their smokehouse burger and onion rings, and that was our dinner. Their salad bar is so, so good, and I love all the pasta salads. For dinner the next night, we went to a restaurant called the Big Fish Grill on the riverfront in Wilmington, Delaware. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the previous night when we went to Ruby Tuesday, we were in Virginia. So we wanted some seafood. We stopped at this restaurant, and it was really good, and it was right on the river, so it was nice. When we got seated, they brought out some of the smoked whitefish dip with some crackers, and that little dip was really, really yummy. For my husband, he had not eaten all day, poor thing, and he was starving. So we got some raw oysters and shrimp cocktail for him to start. I don't prefer raw oysters at all, can't do the texture. I did try one of the shrimp cocktail though, and it was delicious. But for my starter, I got their crab bisque, so yummy. For my entree, I can't remember what it was called, but it was grilled shrimp with a Jim Beam barbecue sauce, and then it had a Thai sweet chili sauce on the side for dipping with some cream spinach and rice. My husband got their filet with crab cake and then mashed potatoes and some sauteed spinach, and this meal was delicious. It was so, so good, but we love seafood, so we're big seafood lovers, but this was really yummy. For the last dinner in this week's video, I ordered from a restaurant there in Wilmington. I believe it was called Hibachi Express. I just DoorDashed it. My husband was working super, super late this night, and I was trying to think of something that I could order and have at the hotel that wouldn't be cold and nasty for whenever he got done. I ordered their shrimp and steak hibachi. It came with fried rice and vegetables and yum yum sauce. And I got him the maki combo, which I believe had a California roll, Alaska roll, and I think a Boston roll, or no, Philadelphia roll. It was a Philadelphia roll. All right, that was our dinner this night. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. I know it was a little different than usual, but I still hope you got some dinner inspiration from it. If you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.